Welcome, race fans, to the Memory Lanes 150 at Martinsville. What an exciting time we have for tonight, folks, as this is the first round of the chase for the Truck Series, the Dixon Smoked Barbecue Truck Series here. Joining me tonight, I'm Gerald Campbell with my lovely wife, Dr. Erica Campbell, and bringing you these amazing scenes. And boy, well, I say we have some amazing scenes to be shown tonight, all produced by David Huckleberry here. Thank you, David, for joining me once again. You're gone out of last week or last race, and we're happy to have you back as always, David. It's we got a good thing going here, and I gotta say these trucks have been putting on a heck of a show, and this is the night that everyone is rejuvenized. This is where everyone's kind of caught back up to those points leaders that may have taken off earlier in the season. You might hear my son in the background as it's a Campbell family watching and broadcasting tonight. Here's the points right here. This is the top 14. These are the lucky few that made it into the chase after the 12 race season. And here are they. Timmy Holmes is your regular season winner and has a pretty decent sized point lead right now. He's at I believe 100 or 1,038 points. So Timmy Holmes still leading as he's done most of this season. Got Levi Zielinski in there, Ethan Stanley, Tate Lytle, Justin Munsell, Harris Talon, Tom Bourne, Dustin Durr, Daniel Martinez, Alec Ballvan, Scott Crump, Shane Ryan. Sean Ryan. I'm gonna get it. The more I mess it up, the more I confuse myself.
I know. Now you added the third one in there. Now you said Sheen. That's a new
I know.
One.
We're gonna get it eventually with you. I'm sorry, Sean Ryan. Shane Ryan. Sorry. Whatever. Zach Evans, Trey Holmes. These are the lucky 14. Well, we have 4 races to go about getting these 4 drivers down to 5. And it is race or win to get in, or you can point your way in. So there's multiple ways for these drivers to find themselves in those lucky few positions here. Got a few more seconds here before they go into qualifying, so we're going to go ahead and give it over to Erica real quickly as she gives us our sponsor shout out to start off the night for us.
So we have Powerhouse Recycling, who believe in quality customer service before, during, and after the processing of a client's materials. Also Blue Egg Marketing, we're your marketing department. And C2 Freight. Whatever you need to ship, they have access to the necessary equipment, including flatbeds, double drops, vans, tankers, refrigerated equipment, multi-axle heavy haulers, dump trucks, auto carriers, intermodal containers, and more. All right, so we do want to remind everyone listening this evening that we have a Dine and Dash challenge. Every week we will be announcing a different question, and you would answer in the comments. This will be announced at the end of stage 1, and you will need to get your answers in the chat by the end of stage 2 in order to qualify for that. And it will be whoever provides the correct answer first will receive a $10 Grubhub gift card or the equivalent in your area.
Back. Thank you, Erica, for taking over for me for a little bit. I had to put the little one back to bed. So, yes, out of breath there, David. I had to run across the room to get back over here, but I didn't want to miss this. This is an exciting racing tonight. I'm truly excited because this is Martinsville. And I don't know about you, David, but Martinsville has its own reputation here, where it's tough driving. Bumpers will be thrown, flaring, and angers will be brought out. Maybe some vengeance from earlier on in the season might show up. You know, we've seen a few of those so far this season with anger tempers towards certain drivers, and you never know. This is a great place for it all to come to a head. But it's also a beginning, because as I stated, all these drivers that are in this chase come here tonight with the hopes to find themselves with a win tonight and automatically lock themselves into those final 5 drivers for the final race of the season and a chance to become a champion. I've won a few championships in Elite. They are hard to come by, no matter what series you're in. And when you get it, you earn it. So all these drivers here tonight are hoping to be some of the very, very few that have won a championship in Elite. Well, we got, I believe, Martinsville for this race. Our next race will be pulling up the schedule here for us. Give us a brief rundown. We'll have, it's a little different than other series with how they run usually a 3-race to elimination round. But since we're going from 14 drivers down to 5, there will actually be 4 races to eliminate those 9 drivers. So it goes from Martinsville here tonight to Watkins Glen, then to Homestead, and then the final race, of course, just to make it as crazy as possible, is going to be Talladega. And who knows, with one of those drivers that might get themselves a victory and find themselves that maybe were deep in the points, find themselves now racing for a championship. So there's a lot going on. And of course, the final race, the race to decide it all, will be at Phoenix Raceway, a flat track there where I've seen anything going from it. I went from a driver that wasn't anywhere possible going to win a championship to the 2 drivers that were ahead of me in points, or ahead of me in the running order that we're racing against, ended up wrecking each other. So and then I ended up on top. So anything can happen when you go to Phoenix when it's all on the line like that, where as long as you're the first one to come across the finish line out of those other 5 drivers, you become the champion. So anything can and will happen once we reach Phoenix. But we still have to go through the gauntlet. The gauntlet starts here at Martinsville, and that's going to be a tough challenge for any of these competitors. We may see the occasional get out and leave and run away kind of show that we'll see in the beginning from maybe a front contender. But pitting and pit stops and tires will all come into a factor. And that's when it gets very interesting, because the driver that may have led for a majority of the race now finds himself deep in the field and has to work their way through. So there's a lot of strategy involved in this little half-mile track here. Erica, you've now been a part of this whole season. Can you imagine coming to the start of the season, or start of the chase, and coming to a track like this to essentially start your momentum run and have to try to, build something from pretty much a standing point where you're equal to almost every other driver in the chase? Can you imagine what some of these drivers are going to have to go through to deal with a track that's going to be as difficult as this for them to keep it clean?
I think it definitely sets the bar very high. It sounds like it would put a lot of pressure on the drivers, but I think it's going to be an exciting race, and I'm interested to see how many of the Chiefs drivers are going to be a little bit more conservative, and whereas others may be more aggressive.
Very good point. Very good point. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to lay it on the line early, or who's going to try to run it a little bit more conservative, as you stated. Well, if you look over to your left on there, you'll see the rundown starting to go through as they are doing their qualifying runs right now. You'll see some drivers with green numbers, and you'll see others in yellow numbers. David did a fantastic job of being able to very easily show you the drivers that are in the chase and running for a championship, and the drivers just out there trying to finish up this season, maybe go out and get a victory. The green are drivers not in the chase. The ones in yellow are the ones in the chase. As you see already, Durr and Stanley, Zielinski, Ballvance are already out there laying down qualifying laps. So we have a pretty good sized field tonight. I believe we had pretty close to 40. I think it was like 39 when I last looked. So we're going to have a very full truck race here at this half-mile racetrack. So about 3 minutes left in qualifying here. Of course, we got to thank the sponsors that helped put this on. We already had a little bit through Erica, but we have the race sponsor here tonight. Memory Lanes is sponsoring tonight. They've sponsored a few of Elite's races, and it's always appreciated when Memory Lane jumps on board. Memory Lanes is the In the heart of Athens, Wisconsin, a historic building with modern-day touch, a place where young and old come together. What truly gives Memory Lanes its character, though, is its owner and operator, Randy Walters, or as some people called him, what was it, David? Randy Balls?
Andy Big Balls Walters.
Randy Big Balls Walters. So, hopefully he's still on board with that gimmick that went on our previous broadcast. But yeah, we always enjoy having you get that with a long-standing relationship of a sponsor. You get those; they'll allow you to be a little bit more flexible on the on the deliverance of their speeches and everything. So, yeah, Randy Walters is with Memory Lanes helped bring this race together here, and I got to say I'm excited. Martinsville was always one of my favorite races to race on and everything. It's just it's one of those tracks that you just can't give up. You may not have a bumper on the front, you may not have a bumper on the back, but you still have a chance to go around and spin someone else out to keep going forward in the field. So I always appreciated the challenge of trying to survive it. It is what it is at Martinsville. You know you're not going to leave away with a clean truck. You just hope to have more fenders on it than the next guy. So yeah, we'll see who's going to be the driver with the cleanest truck tonight and who's going to be the one that finds themselves either locking themselves in or denying all the chase drivers, because it's not all just about the chase drivers. Some of these drivers out here are trying to go out for a victory. One of those is Ethan Burrell, I believe, he qualified. He's right now on pole so far. So one of those drivers right there that's trying to just go out and play spoiler for the rest of the field here. As Erica stated, we have Memory Lane, or we have I forget our little segment that we have.
Dine and Dash?
Dine and Dash, thank you. It's been 2 weeks, David.
I know.
It's been longer for
3
you.
weeks for me.
3 weeks for you, David, but for me it's been 2 weeks. But yeah, Dine and Dash. Make sure you stick around. At the end of stage 1, which will be lap 35, we will go about giving out the question Erica has very thoughtfully picked out ahead of time. I don't know it. You don't know it, David. Nobody knows it. So that way there's no favoritisms that come through it. So no one's got an answer ready to be typed in. Essentially how it works is once the end of stage 1, we'll give you a question, and you have until the end of stage 2 to put down the answer into the chat. And then at that point, at the end of stage 2, we have until the end of the race to figure out which one of those questions, what's the answer to it, what's the victor, if someone's guessed it, and that person wins $10. Well, real quickly, I'm going to give it over to Erica. It's a half-mile track, Erica. We'll see how fast you can go as I give you the starting lineup here.
All right, starting on pole, we have Ethan Burrell, Timmy Holmes in second, Vincent Isabella third, Tate Lytle fourth, Scott Crump fifth, Alex Van de Sant sixth, Caleb Clifton seventh, Justin Munsell eighth, Tom Bourne ninth, Sean Ryan 10th, Dustin Dewey 11th, Ethan Stanley 12th, Michael Goodman 13th, Brent Jones 14th, Trey Holmes 15th, Daniel Martinez 16th, 17th, Zach Evans, Kendall Noah 18th, Scott Haney 19th, Sam Bootwell 20th, Alex Balvans 21st, Levi Zielinski 22nd, Tyler Dixon 23rd, Cole Mickret 24th.
I'll take over for you, Erica. Sounds like you've got the little one. He's all riled up for tonight's race. Sir, at the end of the race, some of the drivers will probably be sounding just like my son there over the mic. So we're going to have no shame on that. So, of course, another one of those, I believe one of the newer drivers here, Jaden Rasmus is in the 25th position. Michael Hosak is in 26th. Michael Kean in 27th. Ray Bracey, 28th. Joshua Free, 29th. Harrison Talon in 30th. Nick Massey, I don't think he's actually racing tonight because I believe he's the admin, so disregard that order right there. R.C. Anderson, that'd be interesting. Is he racing tonight? I'll have to keep an eye on. I don't know.
Yes, he's here.
Wow, we have R.C. Anderson making a Truck Series start tonight. Very rare occasion on that. Joshua Hodge on the 33rd position. Fred Anderson in 34th. And Cody Harrington rounding out for the 35th starting position tonight. And that's all of them. Well, all the trucks are lined up. The pace truck is underway. We'll have 2 times around. So real quickly, we're going to give it over to it. It's 2 stages tonight, lap 35 and lap 75. And those will be caution ending stages. So there will be cautions at the end of those stages, even though sure that won't be the only time we'll see the cautions here tonight. Martinsville should honestly be colored in yellows. That's usually the color we're most familiar with when we think of Martinsville, is the yellow. So I hope you like torn up race trucks, anger, frustration, because we're about to see it all here tonight, and I'm all for it. I don't know about anyone else. I do enjoy my racing, but I also do enjoy the heated tempers that come from short track racing as well. As I was a short track racer, and it's bound to come out eventually here. But as we stated up front there, we have the 37 of Ethan Burrell starting off the field. So the pace truck will be off. We'll be waiting on Ethan Burrell. Well, we're about to go. Oh, are they going one more time around? No, they aren't. They're going here. All right. The pace truck is off. Ethan Burrell's going. The green flag is out where the racing gets good and the good gets racing. We're chase racing here at Martinsville. And so far, clean up at the front here as Ethan Burrell is able to clear himself and get himself to about a truck length lead over the 67 of Timothy Holmes. Looks like the first 5 or 6 trucks out there have cleared themselves to get into a single file line, testing their braking ability and the braking ability of those in front of them. So far, they are all fairly close to each other. We'll find out when someone oversteps the boundaries, though. Great view from David here as he gives us almost like this scanning view that we found here. And it shows these trucks going around this very difficult flat half-mile racetrack. Back there in third, Tate Lytle, one of those chase drivers that has been heating up here as of late. So right now, looks like the top 3 drivers, 2 or 3 drivers here, are all chase drivers here. See the number 2 there, that's Vincent Isabella right in front of Scott Crum. Both of those are also chase drivers, indicated by the yellow numbers on their car. I think Vincent kind of missed out on the yellow because for some reason his car number is off tonight. But nonetheless, he is a chase driver. So you see Vincent Isabella, it will say 23, though his truck number is 2. He is a chase driver for tonight. Well, it's starting to heat up at the front of the field here. 67 is right now on the back bumper of Ethan Burrell. So he is he's right there contending with him, but he doesn't have to look too far back. And if he's going to make a move, he's going to need to go about doing it quickly because Tate Lytle is also starting to catch up to those front 2 runners. Ethan Burrell is just looking nice and steady out front, and a caution is out. The track is blocked in front of the field, in front of the leaders. That's the 51. As they get through, usually we see a lot worse of a mess than that. That was Harrison Talon in the 51 facing the wrong direction in front of the field. You see the 19 get into the 51 and spin him around down the front straightaway. That is a chase driver there of Harrison Talon. Of course, our Whiskey Cast replay. See a couple little light taps there at the end of that. Really, the only driver that got a ton of damage there was, fortunately, one of our chase drivers, and will find himself lapped down early on. Here's Harrison Talon. Well, we're on lap 8 already. It goes by very quickly here, as the stage break is at 35, and the race is only 150 laps. Now, the question will come down to these drivers do have tires, but will they need tires? Do they want tires? When do they take those tires? When they decide that they do need them. Looks like a couple drivers having to go a lap down. The Texas Pete yellow truck there. Trying to see what number that is. I think that's the 57 there. Joshua Hodge. Well, David, you got to watch us on the broadcast the last race. You sat and watched it with some of your friends. Is it completely different watching it after broadcasting it for so long now?
Yeah, it was weird to not hear driver chat in my ear, so that kind of was missing from it. But it was a great show. We got into it. We had a few beverages. I had a great time, filling those guys in on all the characters and stuff that I've now had a chance to learn being here for a while. So it was a good time.
Glad. So you got to experience it from the other side as a viewer and a spectator.
Yeah, and maybe we gained a couple new viewers from it too. So I know they've watched a couple of our races since. So.
Yeah, but there's nothing like the truck series. Am I right, David?
That's why I sent them the link tonight. Maybe they're listening tonight. I don't know. They can text me if they are, and I'll give them a shout out on the air. But I sent them the link.
Or they can get onto the chat. Tell them they need to get on the chat.
Subscribe and get on the chat and win some money.
Yeah, win $10. All you got to do is answer Erica's question at the end of stage 1. It's very simple. You have a chance to win $10 tonight just by answering it. We love to be involved with with anyone that's watching. If you have a driver you pull for, if you want an update on a certain person, put it in the chat. We watch it. I've got it pulled up right next to me all times to make sure that we do what we can for the fans here. So it looks like they're gonna look a little weird start here. Martinsville's been known for that. They're gonna probably have that lap car wave around now. So it's gonna go. It may throw the green flag here early. But pace truck is down, waiting on Ethan Burrow here. And the green flag is out. Ethan Burrow gets going once again on the bottom side. Now we'll see if Tate Lytle is able to follow him and be able to complete underneath him, but doesn't even look like Timmy Holmes is even phased about trying to get in behind Ethan Burrow. He's very content being to the outside of him. He's going to see if he can get that high lane rolling there and see if he can be able to pinch him down hard enough to be able to get any kind of pass maneuver on the outside. Doesn't look so, but he is going to have a look underneath. Is he going to dive it under? He is underneath Ethan Burrow. Ethan throws it in there, slides up, and is going to be able to luckily be far enough away from Timmy Holmes' dive bomb maneuver to try to clear himself and try to see if he can walk the dog on it and try to get away from them. As it looks like good battle there for second for Tate Lytle and the 67 there. So right now it looks like our top 10 drivers are all single filed out once again here at Martinsville. Ethan Burrow doing a fantastic job of controlling it. Had a very hard challenge there from the 67. 67 definitely looks like he is trying early on here to get the lead from Ethan and try to control the race from the front of the field, not content for being in second. As we take an onboard shot, they are starting to come up on that lap car. So before too long here, they will have to try to maneuver around the lap car as well as battle with each other. Very good view here showing you the braking points and how far these guys dive it in there and roll it through. Very smooth on some of these front runners as they are not all sawing on the wheel. That comes whenever tires are worn down and the bumping and banging starts to begin. That's when you start seeing them really sawing on the wheel. So not quite to that point yet early on in this, but we're already halfway practically through this stage. As they come across this time, it will be halfway through stage 1 already. So points are awarded to the top 10 finishers. 10 points for first place, on down to 1 point for the 10th place finish in the stage. As we do have another caution here. And I'll let you do your job again, David, and give you your Whiskey Cast replay for you.
All right, looks like it's tagging it to Sam Boutwell, number 47 here. Like he gets loose going into the corner there, and it's going to be a self-spin. Hopefully it doesn't take anybody out. 78 gets back into the 7 a little bit. No major damage there. No damage for Sam either.
And we just had someone in the chat go Bracy. We almost saw Bracy go home there. If he did a heck of a job avoiding that with his... go back to Ray Bracy. I want to see that paint job again. He always has some really crazy designs. Did he have a duck on the front of his hood?
Yeah, it looks like a duck, go. That's a browser.
Oh, wow.
An internet browser.
Well, let's see if he can keep it free of malware. See if he can have a clean history here and be able to stay up in front of some of these wrecks. So yeah, Ray Bracey there with a interesting paint scheme. As you can see them all checking up here to start getting back in line. Well, let's check where R.C. Anderson. He was one of those drivers that started back in 32nd. Let's see if anyone knows R.C. Anderson. R.C. Anderson is an IndyCar driver there. There he is, just a couple positions in front of Ray there. He's up into, looks like the 18th position already from his 32nd starting position. So in 20 laps, he's already gained quite a few positions. R.C. Anderson, an IndyCar driver, real-life IndyCar driver, not just one for fun. Deciding to join on tonight and do a truck race. We don't usually get to see him over here in the truck series. He's too busy dominating in every other series he's in. So we'll look for R.C. Anderson to work his way up to the front, as I'm sure he's going to try to get that unsponsored truck for tonight up in the front of the field in the number 75 truck.
So, Gerald, what do you think the impact of Chad not being here tonight is on our yellow count? Going to drastically lower?
With Chad not being here, it actually, I think a few drivers decided not to show up because Chad wasn't here, as the consensus is usually if Chad joins the truck race, they join to keep Chad from winning. So we don't have drivers such as Tyler Fody in tonight's race, and a few other ones, I believe, as well. As yeah, Chad Frankenfield not being in here may save a few cautions, as the only thing worse than dealing with Chad Frankenfield on the field is when you're having to lap Chad Frankenfield. I'm not going to get into that whole much spiel. As we all remember what happened a few nights ago, is that brings back horrible memories. So we may have a few last cautions tonight. Only 2 in the first 22 laps is not too bad, but let's not jinx it here, David. Let's just enjoy what we got. We still got a lot of clean trucks on track, and not too many people angry with each other. It looks like just a couple small incidents so far, but shoes cone in effect as you see the drivers starting to pick their lanes in the view there of which lane they want to be in, the preferred inside lane, or maybe gain a few positions picking the outside if too many of them decide to go down low. But already lined back up, and we're about to go green once again here. Well, pace truck is off, so at any point, Ethan Burrell can be able to go. Usually they try to wait until they can get it mainly straightened up here, as the green flag is back out, and Ethan is once again gone from the field here. Looks like this time, a little bit of a bump, and you see Scott Crump go up towards the wall. I think he made a little bit of contact, but he might be just fine, as caution is out. There might have been a spin further back in the field, but a little bit of a checkup as you see drivers trying desperately to get down to that preferred bottom line there. So give it back to David here. You might talk more than me tonight with the cautions here, as it looks like Michael Gibbons involved.
Yeah, he's probably reacting maybe to what he saw up the front. Oh, the 33 of Martinez gets into him. Then 94. Who's 94?
That's
Kendall Noah Player.
Kendall Noah Player. Oh my goodness!
Good, he goes over.
That was an interesting turn of events, or turn of a truck in this case.
Go on board with Goody.
It didn't look like he was going to have that much damage. It's like, all right, I'm done, and then now I'm done. That was the weirdest turnover. That is a top-heavy. Goodman, you got to put the weights down lower in the truck if you're going to try to get any speed out of it. That's a way too top-heavy of a truck there. On board the 03 here, as it all happens right in front of them.
That was kind of a combo shot. That's a 3-car into the 94 car, flipping the 44 car truck.
Yeah, they're not done running into each other there, it looked like. Yeah, that was an interesting. Daniel Martinez was involved in that one just a little bit. He was one of the chase drivers. The other 3 were not, so luckily none of them were chase contenders, but still unfortunate for them to have damage this early on.
Showing Josh Hodges' incident. Let's see what happened to him, if any. May have just pulled to a stop to avoid it. Yeah, and it tags that as a crash just because he came to a stop, but he's good.
Texas Pete truck's just fine. Well, Scott Crump was one of those drivers that shot up the racetrack. It will kind of give an idea what happened there. It looks like Timmy Holmes tried to get in front of Tate Lytle, and that ended up checking him up. And unfortunately, Scott Crump was one of those drivers that had to check up a little harder than the rest. And he shot up the racetrack, but from that view, it doesn't look like he has too much damage. He might have tapped the wall there. Because, yeah, he just slid up the racetrack. He actually didn't hit the wall.
Didn't hit the wall.
Wow, you got very lucky there. He actually got a few of those positions back because the caution came out. So I think you got back in front of the 32 and the 92. So he actually saved himself a couple positions there. I believe they're going to be coming to lap 28. So very quickly here, Erica, I hope you've got your questions ready here, because very shortly here we're going to have the end of the stage for you to be able to give out your question for the question of the night. 44 found at fault for the issue for that caution. Well, pace truck is going to be going off here. We will have a 6-lap shootout for the end of this stage, as Ethan Burrell will lead us off the green once again. And the green flag is back out. Ethan Burrell once again rolling off. And our battle goes for second place, as it looks like the 96 or the 67 gets a good jump to the outside. Is actually going to go about. Oh no, we got a caution. I was wondering why Ethan Burrell was so low. But yeah, we got another caution there. It looks like not sure where that wreck might have been at.
Well, we got Goodman tagged again. See what happens to him this time. Oh, it's 47 in front of him.
Oh, Sam Batwell got on the gas a little too hard and spun it around. And all these drivers make a little bit of contact. Luckily, Goodman came to practically a stop at that point. And some of these drivers are just going to have a little bit of a fender bender there. But Sam Batwell definitely spun out. As we do have drivers going down pit road. That was the end of the stage. They called it for that caution there. So we do have quite a few drivers that decided to go down and get their set of tires for the end of this race, or for the end of this stage here. So this is where the strategy starts to play out. Let's see if Erica's here. Erica, are you with us?
Should be the second tally on the 47, so he should be done for the night.
Yeah, 47 will be retired after that for having a second caution to his name. Looks like Erica having to deal with a child, but she did just give me over the question of the night. So the question of the night for we'll go to that little screen there. Stage winner, by the way, Ethan Burrell. But we're going to go ahead and do pull it up here. Dine and Dash, there we go. The Dine and Dash Challenge question of the night. We have it every week here now. The Dine and Dash question of the night will be, which one of our chase drivers, better stated, which one of our chase drivers will have the best finish out of all the other chase drivers. So the highest finishing chase driver, that's the question of the night. So all you got to do is put down into the chat the name of the chase driver that's highlighted in yellow if you go and look at the standings here. Which one of those drivers will end up tonight with the best finish result? So that's our question for the night. So as you see up in the top there, Ethan Burrell's not one of them.
Pick from any of these.
Well, there you go. Those are better. These are our drivers for tonight. Pick one of these, and these whichever driver you pick, if they are the highest finishing driver at the end of the race, you win $10 if you put down the correct person. Of course, it's for the first person to put the correct one down. You only have one vote. But looks like the drivers are starting to rack them back up, getting side by side, as that was the end of stage one. As looks like we're getting ready to go for stage two. So the end of stage two will be on lap 75.
And Gerald, you mentioned earlier that Vincent Isabella was in the chase. I do not show him in the chase for trucks. He was way down the list at only 34.
That's weird. I had it on mine. Maybe they took him off of there. So, yeah, incorrect about Vincent Isabella. But green flag is back out. Ethan Burrell is going there. Tate Lytle now finds himself into the second place position. He clears himself, and now he follows his Pro Edge teammate. As now they've put Timmy Holmes back into the third place, and Vincent Isabella now rounds out into the fourth place. As the caution is back out, looks like the 97. That is a, I don't know if that's a chase driver or not, but 97.
It's Alexander Van der Zandt.
No, yeah, that's Alex Van der Zandt there. Not one of our chase drivers, but it looks like he might have gotten turned around there. He was running in the fifth position, I believe, right before that happened.
And right in front of Dustin Durer. Martinez is going to collect him.
That is a chase driver. I know that for certain. Daniel Martinez involved in that contact there with Alex Van der Zandt. So 97 going to be tallied with that cause of the caution there. Well, let's give a little brief rundown there, David, of some of our drivers that are in the chase here and get an idea where they're running at right now. We got Tate Lytle there right now leading the charge for all the chase drivers. So Tate Lytle, looks like Tyler Fode's already put Tate Lytle down. So if you're looking for a dine and dash and putting Tate Lytle, that one's already taken. But Timmy Holmes, another one of those drivers, I would be putting my vote probably towards Timmy Holmes. Another one of those drivers doing very well tonight. Dustin Durer there, running in fifth position. Another one of the chase drivers, also running very well tonight. And I believe right behind him, Scott Crump, barely made it in. I wasn't even in the last race and had to hope for a miracle, and he got it last race, and now he finds himself in the chase. Seventh is Tom Bourne, doing a great job tonight with no numbers and no sponsors, so hopefully he can get that situated for the next race. Back there, Justin Munsell, a rookie driver that's been doing very well so far this season. He finds himself in the 10th place position. Ethan Stanley, another one of our rookie drivers in a very three-shy paint job there. He's running in 12th place. Still has a very clean truck tonight. Ryan, there. Ryan.
Sean?
No, Ryan. John Ryan. In the 15th position there. He's doing a great job tonight. Better than me than stating his name. Zach Evans is in 18th position. Got a little bit of rear end damage there. Hoping to start working his way up towards the field there. Trey Holmes back there in 20th. Expect Trey Holmes to go a little further in there. I think I see Levi right in front of him. Levi was right in front of Trey Holmes there. Another one of our chase drivers. Trying to figure out where he's at. He's actually
27th, so yeah, he's behind him.
Yeah, he's a lap down. I'm not sure why there's so many drivers. I think some of the drivers may have got caught lap down under pitting, but yeah, Levi is going to hope to try to battle for a lucky dog. Another one of those drivers that's a lap down now is Daniel Martinez. He's a lap down as well. He's another chase driver, and so is Alec Baldvance. We got a lot of drivers that are in the chase finding themselves a lap down. So. Yeah, they're going to hope for some cautions now and hope to try to see if they can get themselves back on the lead lap, but they're going to have to battle for it as the pace truck is down. Lap 41, the end of the stage will be on lap 75, so with so many of our chase drivers a lap down, now's the time to pick up the points when you can for some of these others that find themselves in the top 10. As green flag is out, it's a very good jump for Tate Lytle. Finds himself onto the outside of the 67 and the 37, still to the outside of Ethan Burrell there as he ducks down right in front of the 67. 67 had a slam on the brakes that allowed Vincent Isabella to try to look to the outside of Timmy Holmes there. So now the top four have all singled back out. 67 may not be too happy with how Tate Lytle cleared himself that last time by, as now he's looking to the inside of Tate Lytle to see if he can be able to make a run or maybe make a mistake for Tate Lytle to get out of his way there. So we have some really good racing back there in the top 10. We got a spin. It looks like this is the number 3 back there. That's I think that's Scott Haney, or is that Scott Haney?
Yeah, Scott Haney.
Scott Haney, the 3 spun around. No one made contact with him, but have to see if there's contact that caused him to go around or if it was just, I don't see anyone in front of him.
'79 coming on the inside though. Tyler Dixon.
Oh,
Yep.
Tyler Dixon gave him the taste of the barbecue right there and just spun him around there. Tyler Dixon, our
Have to
Dixon
see what
Smoke Meat
driver
barbecue.
the admin say on that one.
We'll see. They call it a race deal. And if you disagree, then you buy the merchandise. Well, we're gonna have now looks like a 30-lap shootout. No. Yeah, 30-lap shootout for the end of this stage here. So no tally on that. But you have until the end of the stage, which is in 30 laps from now, you have until the end of the stage to put down your answer that we came up with tonight. Pick one of the chase drivers tonight that will be the top finishing chase driver. Pretty simple. Tate Lytle's already been chosen, but there's still a lot of choices. Even ones that may not be a lap or on the lead lap tonight. I've seen crazier things happen here at Martinsville. They are still within reason to be able to be the top runner of the chase drivers here. It's actually lap 70. I've been saying lap 75, so it's actually lap 70 for the end of the stage.
Unless we get a caution. Anywhere between 65 and 70 is what I'm hearing. Where it'll be.
So the question comes down, David. Will these front runners here have to pit tonight? The more cautions we have, the less likely that will be. But I'm not really seeing a tire fall off. So the question comes down, is it too late for them to take tires if they did want them?
Last couple of Martinsville races I've watched, I've seen usually a couple people who try to make the nose top strategy work.
And I've seen it work on both ends of it too. Just all depends about how many cautions there will be. More cautions, the less you use the tires, the easier it is for you to make them last the entire event. Of course, it's only 150 laps, which is not very long. We're already 1/3 of the way through the race, so and I'm sure they've only got probably, I would say probably close to around 18 laps of green flag on those tires, so not really used them up too much yet. But again, the question comes down to, if we do have a long green flag run, do you take your tires then? So we'll have to keep an eye on it, because there are strategies to be played, because there are drivers that have taken tires further in the field. We'll just have to see if they're able to make it work for their vehicles and work their way back up to the front. Well, back up to the Pro Edge 1 and 2 right now as we wait on Ethan Burl and Tate Lytle to take off from the field. And see if Timmy Holmes is able to get in. He looked very close there as the caution is out. Caution is back out, actually, as we may have a driver that spun around in the back of the field there as I was reacting to Timmy Holmes. Tate Lytle was making contact there. It looks like a blown engine for the 25 there. Joshua Freed.
Yeah, the 57's up high. I don't see where Freed's involved in it yet. Oh, Balvan's stopped in the middle.
Oh, no. Another flip over from a driver. And that is a chase driver of Alec Balvance. Unfortunate for him. He was very solid in the regular season as he just pointed his way in every night, had a great finish. But with 4 races, this is not what he wanted to do, to start off on the on a point deficit tonight, as that flipped him around just like Goodman there. These trucks are way too top heavy. Maybe I don't know how to set up a race car, but for me, I put the weight at the bottom of the race car. As you see on board with Alec Balvance, he gets a little bit of a tire slide there. And whoop, there it goes around. Makes contact with the wall. And he didn't flip over. He didn't completely flip over.
Got on his side a little.
He messed up one door. He'll be fine. It's Martinsville. Joshua Freed there, 25, not so fine. Let's see, goes ahead and disconnects for tonight. with a blown engine, unfortunately, for Joshua Freed. Well, now we are on 53, and we're at that stage of the race where cautions breed cautions, and man, it's a breeding season right now. It's breeding season for cautions, as we haven't had really too long of a green flag run as we had earlier on in the race, but hopefully we can change that here. All it takes is for the drivers to settle it out amongst themselves and start to have a little bit of a gapage between groups of people.
This is our 7th caution.
Thank you for keeping track of that. There's no way I was going to. Tate Lytle going to be coming back around here to our Ethan Burrell. Tate Lytle coming back around. We'll have the choose cone once again here. Looks like those two drivers know which ones they're picking already. Shout out to some drivers having some good runs tonight. Cole Merkright started back in the 24th position, and that number 62 truck is up to 8th. Very good run for him. Caleb Clifton up to 10th. We've seen some good runs from him so far this season. Ethan R.C. Anderson starting to work his way up. He now finds himself in 12th position, still with a very clean truck, with a not very clean truck to the inside of him, if it could have been. So there's two ways to go about it, and that's the result of each way you go about doing it. Well, the green flag is back out, and we are underway once again here with Ethan Burrell leading us. Tate Lytle is going to be able to have room to tuck underneath behind Ethan Burrell. Not this time around. The 67 is actually going to do a very good job of keeping his nose underneath the 56 there. And they're going to go into turn 3 and 4 here. Slides up a little bit. Is there going to be contact? Oh, they're so close. It just takes a little bit of contact to send someone around. Tate Lytle dives it to the inside there, right in front of the front nose of the 67. Wow, that was a power move by Tate Lytle. Not going to give that position up easily. Shown right there. Definitely wants to show that he is the contender for this championship. He's seen how well Timmy Holmes has dominated the regular season, and he wants to show Timmy he's not going to have an easy go of it for this championship, as Tate Lytle is definitely putting the battle to him tonight. Ethan Burrell just kind of enjoying himself out front, making it look easy. With a good run of Dustin Durr right there in the 4th position, having a wonderful night tonight. Just what his championship hopes needed. He needed to come out here strong to be able to get some good points, to have a little bit of a buffer between him and some of the other drivers further in points. So a very good night for a very clean truck of that 32, as he hopes to stick on to the back of this 3-car run for the lead. Another one of those rookie drivers right there finds himself in 5th position. A lot of these rookie drivers are very experienced. We call them rookies because they're new to Elite, but some of them have some pretty good iRacing experience, and Justin Munsell one of those. But new to Elite, showing that he is a very reliable and clean driver out there. And so far this season, it's been very fun to watch him, and that very fun truck to watch as well. All colorful. Scott Crump trying to make positions back up that he lost earlier on in that run as he got shoved to the outside, but now starts to find himself trying to reel back into the top 5. Scott Crump just hoping to be able to run all the races this season. Tom Bourne doing a great job tonight as well.
Did he forget to load his numbers? He forget to put his stickers on there?
It's been a tough season, he says. He lost it all. He usually has... his team usually comes out with all the same sponsors there, but tonight they don't come out with any. But yeah, Tom Bourne, one of those drivers that was in the chase last season, was in the Final 4. He's hoping to back it up again tonight. As you see the 92 there with some front end damage. Oh, it looks like in front of them was that Munsell that got loose He almost passed the inside wall there going down the back straightaway. As he corrected it, that was a great save. That was a great save for the 98. He almost lost it. Going back there again, we got a battle starting to shape up. That white truck there, that's R.C. Anderson. He's looking to the inside there oh, he shoves up the 92. That was Ethan Stanley, another one of those circuit drivers. Ethan Stanley going to lose a couple positions. Cole Merkerek's actually going to gain another one. As here they come up on some lap traffic, but he's actually might lose a third position there. Actually, he's going to duck up him behind Cole Merkerek there.
Whoa, something happened to Tate Lytle. He's all the way back there behind.
Oh, we do. We see Tate Lytle. He's got some front end damage, and he's fallen back quite a bit. He's outside the top 10, one of our chase drivers there. We were concentrating on all the stuff going on in the back here, and we missed out what happened to Tate Lytle. We'll have to catch back up as Tate Lytle's trying to work his way back up through the field very quickly. He's not over with it yet. Let's see if we can find a replay of what happened to Tate Lytle, one of our front runners and one of our favorites for the Not sure what happened there.
We lost
trying
everything.
to go back and see it. Regardless, he's lost all his positions. Maybe towards. Oh, you see that 92 getting sliding into the inside of Tate Lytle there, but Tate Lytle able to clear out. Now finds himself now into the 9th place position, as he was running in second before his unfortunate incident. You see all the damage on the side of his car as he gets into the wall again. There's got to be something going on with that 56 truck there. I don't know if it's just tires losing out on him, but he's tapped the wall a few times and tapped a few trucks in the meanwhile for it. As the caution is out, and I'm sure Tate Lytle's going to be coming down to get some tires. That truck is very loose.
If now maybe we could. Dustin Dewar coming up behind Tate. There's Tate getting around.
No, I think we're going to have to go back a little further there.
67, Timmy Holmes gets into the back of him.
Tate taps the wall, loses all his momentum to 67 underneath him and spins him there.
And then nudges his front
nudges
left.
him one more time. And then this is when we saw the onslaught of all the drivers pouncing on Tate Lytle. Tate Lytle still with heated up rear tires. Lost the back end of it, lost more positions. As we have a surge of trucks going down pit road right now. We have, I believe, all of our leaders. Ethan Burrell, 67, they are all going down pit road, as that was the end of the stage there as well. That's why that caution came out. But yeah, that was unfortunate for Tate because he lost out on all those points. He went back all the way to 9th place. He only gained two points from that stage. So unfortunate for Tate Lytle is he's going to lose out on some desperate need for points there, as you see a great battle coming out of pit road. Ethan Burrell able to keep in front of the 67 there. We're going to have to see if, I believe we do have a few drivers staying out to take the lead of the race right now. So I was wondering if they were going to take tires if it was needed, if it was anything that these drivers needed to stay out front, how well these tires stayed onto the trucks. But we saw with Tate Lytle how bad handling his truck was after that contact. Tires did look like they make somewhat of an effect on how they handle. So now out front, Caleb Clifton in the 42. Sean Ryan in the 9. He's in second place there. Vincent Isabella there in the 22 truck. It says 23. He's in third place there. Michael Goodman. How? Michael Goodman, I believe, was in fourth, but I think he just went back down pit road. So, yeah, just 3 drivers that stayed out. Michael Goodman was up there before he just pitted one more time. I was wondering how Michael Goodman was up there. That truck was upside down earlier in the race and still running fairly well. So I told you, it doesn't matter how many bumpers you have on the truck as long as you got more than the next guy.
Halfway.
We're at the halfway point already. And now we have a change of perspective for our previous leader there of Ethan Burrow, as he will find himself now in 4th place behind the 3 drivers in front of him that have stayed out on older tires. The 42 there, the 9, and the 2, Vincent Isabella. And it looks like they just did the choose cone there. Pace truck lights are off. They'll be going green. So Ethan Burrow with the new tires running into 4th place on the high side. It looks actually our leader actually chose the high side, so that's different than we've seen all night. So waiting on the 42 of that purple and black truck there to go green, and he does. He gets, well, I think he missed a shift.
He got swallowed up quickly
or something, because he went and then he didn't. And that actually gave the lead right over to the 9, right in his hands. Now we have a battle, a 3-wide battle for second, as the 67 is very aggressive there. That's Timmy Holmes with new tires. Dives it underneath and takes over the 2nd place position there, or is about to. Still battling hard and still dooring side by side there with Vincent Isabella. And for the longest time, he was behind the 37. He found this as a chance to be able to finally get ahead of Ethan Burrow and find himself now with the 1st truck with new tires, as now he will go to battle for the lead behind the 9 truck. So now he's behind Sean Ryan there in the 9, looking to the inside, going down to the inside of the 9 into turns 3 and 4. He has the position. He has cleared him coming out of 4, and now we have a new leader for tonight. First time, Timmy Holmes, looking to do like he's done for the majority of this season and dominate these short tracks, as we have a caution now out.
Go back to, got Jaden Rasmus. Gets up high and tried to slow it down, and then just eventually spins and stops in the middle of the track. I don't think he collects anyone else. I think the yellow comes out right then. Everybody's able to get around him.
That's exactly what I saw. Luckily for him and the rest of the field, no one else was involved. So this has changed up quite a bit, because now Timmy Holmes finds himself in front of a few barrier of trucks with older tires. Ethan Burrow did not have the start he was hoping for. Stuck in behind the 42 truck that had a missed shift, and unfortunately for Ethan, lost the eventual lead there with equal set of tires there of Timmy Holmes. So now Ethan Burrow is back there in 4th place. Go back and see what
watch
happened.
That. Yeah, watching the start here.
See the 42 go, and then he doesn't go. Like he had it in the wrong gear, maybe. Like he might have gone, and he might have already still been in fourth gear, as you see the stack up happen. Well, one driver this did help was Tate Lytle. Tate Lytle now finds himself into the 6th position and back through some of the field that had passed him there, as he had the inside line, and with all the checkups going on, was able to make quite a few good passes. You see that 3 wide there, 67. What a dive bomb move there. That was wonderful to see. That was a clean way of doing it to assert your dominance and get yourself into that position. He wants to very quickly not have to worry about points and just go out and win tonight, as it shows. He was our short track champion, winning in almost all the short tracks, and definitely was the class of the field for most of them, and showing it tonight with a lot of speed as well. As the pace car goes back around one more time, I believe we'll have the choose cone this time by. Some drivers having some good runs still. Zach Evans now finds himself in the 15th place, trying to make sure he has a clean truck for them this night. Tyler Dixon now finds himself up to the 12th place, another good run for him. And Dustin Durr, again, can't say enough. Dustin Durr doing a fantastic job back in, now finds himself in the 7th place. So, again, some of these drivers in front of Dustin with some older tires, hoping to possibly gain on that as he takes the inside lane there. So back up to the front here, and we'll see where our drivers are lining up. The 67 decided to take the inside lane. And our 2nd place driver decided to take the inside lane as well and drop back to the 3rd position. Vincent Isabella decided to take the outside lane. So now Vincent Isabella finds himself in the front row, and we wait to go green flag on, waiting on the 67. Great jump by the 67 as he gets on the gas right at the point of the turn to where no one else could get on the gas nearly as hard as him. And he finds himself out to a 6 truck length lead very early on here as a battle there. Looks like the 2nd place has been decided. That
Van der Zandt went around behind him, but stayed green.
Van der Zandt spun around the back there, no caution. So unfortunate for Alex Van der Zandt there. See what happened with him. Looks like he might have just locked it up there.
Oh, it's Haney.
No, it's got Haney.
Haney gets into Van der Zandt and sends him around.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. Great battle, though, going for 3rd place here as it's starting to shape up.
Yeah, how do you stay green for that? I don't know.
I have no idea how that's still green, but great battle here for 3rd if we go up to 3rd place here. Side by side for the last 2 laps, the 98 has been really pinching down the 9 there, trying desperately to get to that inside lane. He might get it this time around. The 9's going to dive it in one more time. 98 slides up the racetrack. He might actually lose a couple positions for it, and he does. He's actually going to lose 3 positions. See Ethan Burrow looking to the inside, gets it loose, hits the curb, slides up the racetrack, and around goes the 98 as it looks like Tate Lytle slid right into the side of him. As we saw all that play out right in front of us there. Started with Ethan Burrow trying to get to the inside lane of Shane Ryan there. And he hits the curb, slides up. Tate Lytle reacts and slides into the side of the 98. And around goes the 98. Unfortunate for him. Luckily enough, I don't believe it caused him too much damage there. But he will now have to try to work through a very crowded field of 24 cars on the lead lap to try to see if he can find himself back up in the top 5, as just the lap before he was battling for 3rd. And now, with only around 60 laps left, finds himself mirrored back into the back of the pack. So unfortunate for Justin Munsell there. All it takes is just a couple slip-ups and a little sliding, David, and round you go, it looks like. Let's see if Erica's back with us. Are you back with us, Erica? No, it doesn't look like she's back yet. Tell you, the little one has been as rowdy as some of these drivers tonight. I'm telling you. He was not wanting to go to sleep, and if he was watching this race, I can see why. It's been crazy.
And amazing how you come into the world so reluctant to go to sleep, and then you get older and get our age, and you love for the opportunity to go to sleep.
Yeah, but I think back when you're little, there's so much you want to see, and then when you get older, you've seen it all, and you just go, I don't want to see it.
That fear of missing out.
Yeah, the fear of missing out. Yeah, I can believe it. Well, now Munsell back there showing he's going to have a few cars to have to go through, but we're going to line him back up here once again. I believe we'll have the juice cone here this time around. Levi Zielinski there was a lap down. We stated as such. He finds himself now in the 9th place position. I told you. You can't count them out. Even if they're a lap down, it's Martinsville. They can work their way back across and back up to the front here. So he now finds himself in the top 10.
Look at that, Zach Evans in top 10.
Zach Evans, top 10. Another one of our chase drivers as well, having starting to put down the throttle and try to work his way up to the front of the field. As you see the choose cone in effect there, the drivers pick which lane they want to be in. So last time around, we saw the 9 truck decide to take the inside. Now the 2 trucks chose the inside, and 9 now chooses the outside to take the front row. Inside lane is a very strong choice, especially if you have older tires like those 2 drivers have. Looks like we'll be waiting on the 67. And he has a point in the track where he knows he can gap him.
He is gone.
Yes, that driver has some experience here, as he knows exactly where to get the throttle down where no one else can be able to catch him, as he is now about 7 to 8 truck lengths ahead. Well, back there, battle for second and third going on. Looks like, I think that's Tate Lytle to the inside of a driver back there. That's for 4th place. The 9 truck sliding back with his older tires. Tate Lytle now finds him back in the 4th place position. So the charge for Ethan Burrell's been a slow one. After getting those set of tires, he has yet to still crack the top 2 position. He finds himself in 3rd, which is the best he's been so far from the standpoint of restarting back after this last stage. But he is now working to the inside there to try to take the 2nd place over Vincent Isabella, and looks like he will have a clear run of it. Vincent Isabella taking the wider lane out, coming to dive back in. Down the straightaway here they go, and it looks like Ethan Burrell may be able to clear him coming out of this turn, and will do so. So now the battle goes for 3rd, as Tate Lytle is trying to follow his teammate there around Vincent Isabella. Vincent Isabella able to close that off and find himself now in 3rd place. But they have a while to go to catch the leader, because the leader is about a second and a half in front of him. Tate Lytle had a good rotation coming out of turn 4 there. He's actually going to get to the inside and clear Vincent Isabella there for the 3rd place. So now Tate Lytle finds himself back into 3rd place, and now back for the challenge for the lead here. So if caution does come back out, we will have essentially the 3 fastest drivers we've seen tonight all line up back in the 3 positions, and it's like I called it right there. Caution is out.
Uh-oh. Trouble for the chat room. This is Ray Bracey.
Oh no, Ray Bracey, looks like we'll see what happened to him here.
Munsell into the back of him, back left. Sends him around. No contact with the wall.
Well, there was no contact with the wall. There was contact. Unfortunate for Ray Bracey, but fortunate enough for him, he's not going to have a damaged truck.
I think they said racing incident, no tally. One thing, the new admin tonight is very quick about his decisions.
Well, the admin is not the normal admin for tonight. A little bit more lenient, which for some of these drivers are a little happier about, especially now that we're here at Martinsville and the beating and banging is very easy to come by. Fortunate for Ray Bracey, this happens with roughly around 50 laps left to go in the race. He still has some time to get up to the front. I've seen that driver flip a truck and still be able to keep going, so he'll be just fine. You see the drivers starting to come to, I don't know if they're coming to the choose cone this time around. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, again, shout out to some of our chase drivers here. Of course, we got Timmy Holmes, one of our chase drivers. Tate Lytle up in the 3rd place. Sean Ryan there at the 4th place. Dustin Durr still having a very good night. Finds himself in 5th place. Scott Crump in 6th. Ethan Stanley 7th. Levi Zielinski. We'll skip over RC and Cole Merkrut. And skip Michael Hozak there. Trey Holmes back there, another one of our chase drivers back there in the 12th place. Zach Evans falling back a few positions from outside the top 10. He finds himself in 13th. Harrison Talent, early on wreck, had a pretty massive wreck actually early on. Now finds himself in the 14th. He's not giving up, and he's hoping to get some more points before the end of the night. Tom Bourne, not sure why he's so far back from where he's been running for most of the night, but he's going to try to see if he can catch back up. Quickly catching back up to the front of the field here has been Justin Munsell. He's already up to 16th from his 24th restarting position. So the drivers will be coming to the choose cone here. I think Brent Jones was also one of those drivers back there in the chase, wasn't he? Where's Brent Jones?
No, not in the chase.
No, not in the chase. I thought he was.
Not in this series.
Well, Brent Jones always one driver to keep an eye on because he always does find himself up there when the chaos hits the fan. He finds himself through the fan and out the other side looking nice and pretty. Well, the drivers have chosen there. It looks like Tate Lido decided to take the outside, and Ethan Burrell decided to start behind the leader there of Timmy Holmes. So Timmy Holmes, right around the middle of this turn here, has a very good starting spot for these restarts right there. He gets going so early, it's hard for any of these drivers to stay even close to him, as he does it once again. This time around, a caution as we see the 9 almost spin around. A few drivers almost spin around back there. Oh boy, that could have been a lot of our chase drivers right there. That was almost a lot of our chase drivers back there. Shane Ryan there in the 9. Dustin Urr dives to the inside. He almost runs into the back of him, locks his tires up, gets completely sideways, and saves it right in front of the 92.
That brought out the caution?
Yeah. I would have thought it was a caution. I was calling it like it was going to be a caution.
It did. It did bring the caution. Yeah. It's just amazing that iRacing throws a caution for that when they both stayed. He stayed rolling. He just got sideways, but.
You're not talking bad about iRacing, right?
A lot of rhyme or reason in the algorithm there, I think.
Hey, we saw earlier today in Cup where, what was it, Kevin Harvick that got just about that sideways and NASCAR threw a caution.
Human algorithm's flawed too, I guess.
Then I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's true.
It's supposed to be like real life, isn't it? Let's do a shot of Goodman and we'll talk about real life. The guys got turned upside down and over and is still running on the lead lap there in 20th place. I don't know how much real life plays into a factor of iRacing.
Also, I'm hearing in chat that there was a wreck in the back of the field and not for that. But didn't get tagged in PK, so whatever happened in the back, let me popping through. Nope. The last event, off-track event, was Ray Bracey, which was previous to the green flag, so unless I get a car number.
Well, let's see if Erica's back here with us. Erica, are you back with us?
I am.
Yeah, excellent. Let's go ahead and give a sponsor shout out for tonight.
All right. So EDI Services is electronic data interchange offered by C2 Freight. It allows shippers to keep close electronic tabs on their shipments throughout the freight movement process. For more information about EDI services or to discuss your needs for other specialized services, please contact C2 Freight. And Blue Egg Marketing. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. Constraints catalyze creativity. And Powerhouse Recycling strongly believes through their superior customer service, customized recycling, and complete transparency, they can earn their clients' business and hold longevity in their business relationships.
Very good, Erica. Very nice. I don't know, Dave. You and I just couldn't do it that nicely, I don't believe.
No, probably not.
Probably not. Choose cone due to effect. I'm seeing a white truck starting to come up to the front there. It's R.C. Anderson now finds himself back there in the 8th place on the high side. Keep an eye on that truck, I'm telling you. before the end of the night, I think he's going to find himself close to the top 5, maybe battling in the top 3 here before it's all done. So, pace truck is off, waiting on the leader. See if he does his normal point. Right there in the middle of the turn, and he takes off once again.
Ooh,
Dustin
loose.
Durr gets a little loose back there. Scott Crump is going to lose quite a few positions from it, and a lot of drivers ducking and diving to try to get around the loose truck there of Durr. Durr still to the high side as the caution is out. Not quite sure where the caution came from, but there was
This one
a
I
lot
think we have maybe Vincent Isabella involved. Comes down in front of Scott Haney and going to get a bump in the back. Gets him out of shape.
Yeah, Vincent Isabella with fresh tires trying to see if he could be able to work his way up to the front. This is not going to help him. As he was definitely shoved up out of the way there. I think the 3 car was not happy that there was another Dale Earnhardt fan out there. it kind of pushed him right out of the way. Gave him the old Dale Earnhardt. You see, oh man, Dustin Durr got very close from almost taking out a few trucks there. As you see the 95 or 75 white one there having to make evasive maneuvers around Scott Crump. Actually making it 3 wide going to turn 1. Dustin Durr drives it in very hard, overdrove it a little bit, and slides up the racetrack, and has actually lost a few more positions from that.
Looks like he's in the pits now, too.
He's going to come down and take some tires. Maybe see if he can make a show of it coming up through the field. So we'll have to keep an eye on that driver, as he's one of our playoff drivers as well. See if Dustin Durr is able to work his way up through the field. Well, our leader, since taking the race lead, has just taken off. He's not been a showing because he gets out to such a early lead from his vantage point from starting on the front row there, and where he starts the race at. He gets out to such a big lead that before the drivers can even catch back up to him, caution's out to re-rack him and allow him to pull that maneuver off again. David, I don't know how you could counteract that. I don't really see. He's got such a good starting position where he does it at. Any driver that tries to go as early as him, he spins the rear tires and almost loses it.
Yeah, he like picks the perfect spot on the track where if they react to it because they're in the corner, they're going to spin.
Yeah, he's got himself. He knows this racetrack very well. As he has found the starting or the restarting point of the track down pat perfectly, like absolutely perfectly. There's it's going to be very hard for Pete Lytle to be able to do anything, but it only takes one mess up for Timmy Holmes to
go on board with him. See if we can figure out where he is.
Oh, you're trying to take away his advantage, huh?
All right.
Well, if you're watching now, this is how he does it. But yeah, on board here with Timmy Holmes as he gets out to such an early run. It goes up a little higher, looks here, and right there he gets on the gas. He's full power, and just like every time he's out to another 7-8 truck length lead from him, and he has done it once again. He has just taken off. No driver has even been able to come close to staying to the side of him. Trying to figure out
might be Cody Harrington. Like Munsell gives Goodman a push from behind. Cody goes up the track. Oh, we got stuff already ahead of him.
Yeah, there was a few drivers up there. That looks like the 3 of Scott Haney involved. It was the 2 of Vincent Isabella.
There we go.
That was Ray Bracey there as well involved in that. Oh, the 3
Haney
once again makes contact with another driver going into the turn. And then hits Vincent Isabella. Dustin, oh, came so close. Dixon get a
Tyler
little
Dixon.
bit of it. Yeah, Dixon got a little bit of the quarter panel there.
And Alex way back behind. His might just be that he stopped.
Yeah, he just came to a stop. Well, that brings us down to around, we're going to have about 25 laps to go before the end of this race here. And if any of these drivers have anything for Timmy Holmes, they're going to have to figure out that restart. We took an onboard shot, but that didn't give us any idea how to beat that. It just showed us how he was beating people.
14. Yellow.
Well, I've seen more in some of the elite races, but 14 is still a pretty high number. And I'm sure it's not the last number. So, I don't know if drivers are picking just yet. Doesn't look like it. Race control calls that a race incident.
I think he stopped on the bottom of the track there.
Yeah, Scott Haney just comes to a complete stop there. Well, Dustin Gurr pitted with new tires. I don't know if that was a good decision. He was running still in the top 10 when he decided to come down pit road. I know he lost positions, but he now finds himself into the 17th spot with a lot of drivers in front of him. So I don't know how he's going to be able to work it. I know new tires may be an advantage, but he was running in a very good spot before that caution, that last caution he pitted on. I'm not sure with 89 if he picked the inside or outside there. Kind of in the middle. Usually drivers have to show and indicate which lane they're wanting to pick, if it's going to be all the way on the bottom or or the very top. But pace truck is off. We'll see if Ethan Pearl now going to be to the outside of the 67. 67 once again gets a very good start, as always. And not as big of an advantage as he's had in other starts past. Still a decent one. Only a couple truck lengths there. Ethan Burl had the best restart so far of anyone to the outside of the 67 as he's starting to slowly catch back up to him. Catching him and passing him was two different things here at Martinsville. It's easy to do one, but it's hard to do the other. We'll see if Ethan Burrow, who led for the majority of the beginning of this race, see if he's able to do anything with the 67. Or is Timmy Holmes just a short track king and just going to display his talents once again tonight? We have 25 laps here to decide which one of these will be the case. Ethan Burrow is slowly starting to catch back up to Timmy Holmes. Ever so slightly, he's getting inch by inch closer. Looks like the 637 is throwing it in a little harder. Timmy Holmes has a little bit more of a wider exit as he is able to lay down the gas a little bit harder. But so far, this 37 is wrapping around right around that bottom lane. Still not quite close enough to even be able to challenge this as of yet. And the question comes down to, is he going to have enough time to get around him before a caution comes back out? We have 22 laps left to go here. Timmy Holmes trying to win tonight, just go ahead and lock himself into the chase. Ethan Burrow not giving up. He is still only about a truck length away, but here they come to 20 laps left to go. He had a great restart there and did not allow the 67 to get out to too big of a lead, but he can't wait too much longer. If he's going to make a move, he's got to do it fairly quickly before a caution comes back out and allows the 67 to be able to try to have one of those amazing restarts again. On board shot, Burrow to see if there's anything. on his hands, he can do with that 67. 67 is so strong coming out of the turns, able to start gapping out of the straightaways there, so he gets a little wider exit. Burl wrapping around the bottom. Two different approaches to run this flat racetrack here as they start to catch up to the back of the field here. That presents its own problems. Now they'll have to try to pass some of these lap cars onto the outside of them. Ethan Burl trying to wrap around to see if he can gain any kind of advantage of passing some of these lap cars. As they go around Vincent Isabella, who was a front contender before all those incidents that put him behind the ball. Vincent does duck out of the way, but that gave a little bit of advantage for Ethan Burl. He's going to have a little bit of a run down this back straightaway. Is he going to be able to have anything for him? He's ever so close, but he's got to get closer than that. If he's going to have any kind of shot on this, it's going to have to be right on the back bumper. 67's been so good at coming out of these turns and laying down the throttle. 15 laps to go, coming to 14. Both these drivers have left the rest of the field, and the caution is out. A caution is out, and this will rack up the field once again, as I hear banging and crashing still going on somewhere around the racetrack. Goodman putting a little bit of a block on the 98. 98 not having any of that. Sends Goodman around, but then Goodman comes to a stop, and that hits Justin Munsell. And looks like that was the 89 there of Brent Jones as well involved in that. As Justin Munsell, one of our chase drivers, got heavy damage from that. Looks like there was a second incident on the racetrack as well, maybe. Looks like the 24 got hooked around. Oh, came up into the 57 and spun Michael Hozak around onto turns 3 and 4 there.
I think that was after the caution had tagging 98 with the tally.
Now we only have around 19 trucks on the lead lap, as Justin Munsell's going to have a lot of damage. He is going to be issued the tally as well. His truck might be blown. Looks like his day is done. Unfortunate for the 98. Looks like his engine has expired on that truck, and that will put him back in points and have a rough go of it to try to get in if he's trying to points his way in. With only 5 spots available for 14 drivers, 4 races determine the final 5 positions for the chase. So it's not a lot of positions, David. It gets very narrowed for those drivers to try to get themselves in. You might be able to get away with a mistake, but you don't want to use your one gimme if you even get that early on. This early on in the chase race, but yeah, unfortunate for Munsell there. He's going to be mired back in points now. Well, we're at 11 laps to go. When they come back around to start the race, we'll be under 10. The question comes down, will Ethan Burl have anything for Timmy Holmes on these restarts? The last restart was the best restart we've had anyone to go up against Timmy Holmes. We'll see if Ethan Burl is starting to figure out that restart line there. Driver we said to keep an eye on to see how they do with with new tires with Dustin Durer, who was back there in I believe it's back in like the 18th or 19th position now, finds himself up into the 11th, so knocking on the outside of the top 10. He's going to try to see if he can get himself top 10 before the end of the night, see if he can get himself back up there. Well, here we go, folks. The pace truck lights are off. We'll see if this is going to be the final caution of the night. This may determine it here. as we wait on the 67, see if the 37 is able to time it perfectly with them. 67 is off. Timmy Holmes is away, and he gets out to, once again, a really good start. Ethan Burrell is able to stay within a couple truck lengths, but he's going to have to try to see if he can work his way back up to the back bumper there of the 67 truck. As it looks like it's starting to clear out towards the back of the field there, too. It's starting to single file. A few battle for positions here and there, but now it has single file for the most part. As we see our drivers up here for the front starting to close up, and the battle's starting to get intense here. Ethan Burrell coming to 7 laps to go. He is only going to have a few shots at this. He's got to get to the back bumper of him if he's going to be able to try to produce any kind of move on the 67. Right now, the 67 does not have much to worry about. A truck length distance is too much of a gap for Ethan Burrell to make any kind of sensible move on him. But coming out of turn 4, he had a really good slide through there that gained him a little bit of time. He's actually caught up just a little bit. He is now on the back bumper. He is now within reach to be able to make a dive bombing move work. With 6 laps to go, 5 this time, is Ethan Burrell going to have anything for the 67? He is now right on the back bumper of the 67. It is starting to heat up. Ethan Burrell trying desperately to try to see if he can get around the 67 truck. Coming around turns 1 and 2, Ethan Burrell's back end has been sliding. How many laps will he be able to get away with that? Onboard shot here shows how much Ethan Burrell is putting the steering wheel into it and how he's driving off these turns. He's got to get a little closer. 6-7 trying to get away from him. 37, Ethan Burrell had gotten right to the back bumper. We'll see if he can do it one more time. He's not going to have many more shots at this. As I hear they come around, they'll go to 3 laps to go here in the memory lanes 150 at Martinsville. There's our battle for the lead. It is a 2-driver battle here at Martinsville. Ethan Burrell, Timothy Holmes. Timothy Holmes, the short track expert in Keene so far this year. And Ethan Burrell trying to play spoiler tonight for his teammates in Pro Edge. Take one of those starting positions away, or one of those guaranteed playoff spots for winning away from the short track Keene here. Make it a little bit more difficult for him. He is right on the back bumper once again. He got sideways. That might be enough for the 67 to gap him. You saw the tire marks. That's how sideways the 37 got. He's going to lose the back of him. I don't believe he's going to have anything for Timothy Holmes, as here they come to the final lap. 1 lap to go. Will Timmy Holmes be able to keep it clean and keep it underneath him? Will he be able to complete the race win? He won the regular season playoffs. Is he going to come in here and lock himself in for Phoenix? It looks like he will. Coming out of turn 4, Timothy Holmes will win the memory lanes 150 at Martinsville, and we will see him race for a championship at Phoenix. Great clean run for these drivers those last 10 laps as they all sorted out amongst themselves. Tough racing throughout the field, but we saw it here today. Timothy Holmes able to keep the 37 and the pressure behind him all in the rearview mirror, and he comes home a winner, and he's going to try to attempt what some people find very difficult here, and that's burnouts at Martinsville without absolutely tearing up the truck. Oh, a little bit of a tap there. But good job for Timothy Holmes, our short track expert, seeing him win the majority of the short tracks this series, and it just shows how good he was as he came in tonight and put it on him and come home with the victory and locks himself into those top 5 chase positions there. Well, let's see if we get a rundown here and give it over to Erica there, as we saw a really good battle. We saw Ethan there give it his all, and that was all we could ask for a Martinsville race. Nothing was given. Erica, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. All right, so we'll go over the race results and the finishing position. So we do have Timmy Holmes as the victor this evening, Ethan Burrell in second, Tate Lytle third, Ethan Stanley fourth, Sean Ryan fifth, Levi Zielinski sixth, Cole Mickret seventh, Scott Crump eighth. Rolling off in ninth, Trey Holmes, Harrison Talon 10th, Destin Dewar 11th, Tom Bourne 12th, Caleb Clifton 13th, 14th Zach Evans, 15th Michael Hosick, is Jaden Rasmus 16th, Ray Bracey 17th, 18th Scott Haney, Alex Vandesant 19th, Vincent Isabella 20th.
It's being slow. I'm getting there.
Okay. 21st, Brent Jones. 22nd, Justin Munsell. 23rd, Michael Goodman. Joshua Hodges, 24th. Cody Harrington, 25th. R.C. Anderson, 26th. 27th, Tyler Dixon. Fred Anderson, 28th. Michael Klein, 29th. And Daniel Martinez, 30th. And in 31st, we have Josh Freed, Alec Balvans in 32nd, Sam Bootwell 33rd, Kendall Noah 34th, and Nick Massey 35th.
Well, that was our drivers for tonight. We saw a lot of racing, hard racing, a lot of beating and banging. But for a Martinsville race, I've seen a lot more banging than that. It was still a fairly clean race there at the end, and we got to be proud of that as they were able to settle it out with a good 10-lap shootout there. We got our top three drivers here. Let's see if we can bring up Tate Lytle, our third place driver. We'll give it over to Erica to interview him here.
Hello, thank you for joining us and congratulations on the third place finish. Would you mind kind of walking us through what strategy you had for tonight's race and how that played out?
I feel like we all kind of had the same strategy of the guys that were up front most of the race. I knew that it probably just going to pit at the end of stage 2 regardless, and that was going to be it just because the track position was so important. But we were probably third place pace, kind of bummed there at the end. I didn't have anything to fight those guys. I had a bunch of left front damage, and it was just plowing on center exit. So glad to get back up to third, but a little disappointed and getting turned there and losing 8 or 9 points at the stage, and then kind of losing a shot at the win too in the same time.
Well, we've seen you race for chases and other elite series and everything, but a lot of these drivers are first time you've ever raced with them for a championship. Timmy Holmes or some of these other drivers, Ethan Stanley. You're getting a lot of drivers that maybe you don't know their racing style with. Does that kind of change your approach for the rest of the season? Because it's not a given that you're in. You had a great finish tonight, but we have essentially 3 other races to go for 14 drivers to go down to 5. Going forward from here, I mean, what's the kind of strategy here with some of these drivers that maybe you don't know? Is it just go out and try to win, or is it you don't feel comfortable with them? Maybe try to go out and try to just run out and have good finishes?
Yeah, I mean, next week's Watkins Glen, I don't really know what talent there is in the truck series on the road courses. I don't think I've ran one in the truck series before. So I'm an okay road racer. Probably won't really be one that challenging for the win, but I feel like I could probably get third to 6th on pace. So I think I just need to go there and make sure that's what we do. We get 3rd to 6th somewhere in there, and then try and go win at Homestead. Homestead's one of my favorite tracks, and I mean, winning you're in, so we just need to go to Homestead and try and do that. I think that with the field that we had tonight, probably one of the better ones at Homestead, and then obviously Talladega. I'd like to win Homestead, so I don't have to worry about Talladega. But if we do make it to the championship race, Phoenix is one of my favorite tracks, so I like our chances. But like you said, I don't really know a lot of these guys that I'm racing, and obviously they don't know me either. And I just got to stay aggressive because there's a few times where I was a little lenient tonight and almost got wrecked in both instances. So just got to go try and put our best foot forward, and hopefully we don't get taken out anywhere.
Yeah, the last road course we had was one of my favorite road course races to ever broadcast. It was a lot of fun. They're willing to beat and bang as much as on the road courses as they were here at Martinsville, and you have a tough future for you here for in the truck series because a lot of these guys that are rookies here, they're pretty good. Timmy Holmes, one of them, and uh, that 9 truck of Shane Ryan is good there. He won the road course. Levi up there as well. So you got a lot of drivers that you're going to have to keep an eye out. But we feel like you'll do just fine, Tate, and hopefully, like you said, you can wrap up Homestead before you have to go to Talladega because you and everyone knows anything can go down at Talladega.
Yeah, and I don't think I've finished a Talladega race in a while, so I mean we're due for one. But looking at the points here, looks like I got a little bit of a buffer. But like if these guys keep winning, then obviously that'll get smaller and smaller each time. I kind of hope that the guys like Matthew Weeks and Ethan Burrell and Tyler Fody, and I hope they keep racing. That way, if I do not end up winning one of these races, at least I know that they'll take care of a couple of them and leave some of those spots available for us to get in on points. But got to thank Days Gone By, Vintage Racing Apparel, for being on the truck. Go check them out. He's got an Etsy link in his Twitter. But yeah, in a good spot in points. Just a little disappointed at how tonight went, especially with losing those bonus points there before stage 2. So we'll go get them next week at the Glen.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Pro Edge is calling in all the shots to get spoilers in here to get the next week's road course taken away from some of these drivers. So we'll see how Pro Edge did. Ethan Burrow almost took it here tonight, but overall, good job, Tate. And hopefully, we'll see you next week and have another great run for yourself.
Yeah, hopefully RC shows up. I don't think anyone's beaten RC.
Well, that or Alex Vandersand's another good one.
Yeah, true. All right, well, thanks for watching us pace around for 2 hours, y'all. Y'all are the real MVPs. We'll catch you next time.
All right, that's Tate Lytle there in the 56 truck. Come home in 3rd place. Let's go ahead and bring up his teammate here of Ethan Burrow and give it over to Erica here.
Hey, Ethan, congratulations on the 2nd place finish. It looked like in those final laps that you were kind of knocking on the door for the victory. What do you think it would have taken to secure the win?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was. I felt like I needed more laps. One of those last runs where we got 10 or so laps there, I was feeling really good. Timmy kind of had a hard time getting around the lap traffic, so I felt like I was right there. I was just starting to think about how I was gonna set him up, maybe lean on him a little bit coming to the end. But that last run, I got a little bit loose with like 2 laps to go, and I figured it was about over from there. But I mean, it was a great job by Timmy. I really felt like it kind of came down to, whichever one of us was leading those last few starts probably had it locked up. But yeah, I threw about all I had at him, and he ran a great race.
Well, overall, Ethan, you had a very good run in the beginning when you had the lead, but I don't know if you saw what we were seeing in the broadcast booth, what Timmy Holmes was able to do to kind of secure his lead on every restart. He had a point in the racetrack where he just was able to get going. Were you trying to learn that point where he was getting on the gas in the middle of the turns on those restarts? Because at some points he'd get up to like a 5-6 truck length lead before anyone could even be able to put a challenge down to get to him. Was that probably the most difficult challenge of the night, was just trying to figure out those restarts with him?
Yeah, for sure. He was going right around the same spot. Just I don't know what it was about being up on the outside, or kind of the angle he was able to take, firing off. But I mean, I would try to hang with him as best I could, but then I'd start spinning the tires a little bit. So yeah, he definitely had those restarts down for sure. But yeah, man, it was earlier in the race when we made our pit stop after the 2nd stage. I think that's where he really got it. He got back through the traffic before I did, and just couldn't get back by him after that.
Overall, Ethan, you had a great run. Are you going to be back with us for next week with, I believe it's Watkins Glen?
Yeah, for sure. I'm usually free on Sundays, so I'm gonna try to be doing these truck series races as much as possible.
Yeah, we heard you're gonna possibly do the complete championship next season, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I hope to run for points next season and see what I got for these guys. This truck series is getting stout, and I've never actually really ran for points in the series, or at least like full time. So yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm getting excited at this doing these chase races. I don't want to. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to mess up any of these guys' seasons, but go out there and race them hard, and it'll be some good practice in these trucks to kick off the B season.
Yeah, some of these truck drivers are really good, Ethan. So if you ever get discouraged, you're always welcome in the booth.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Now, wait, we got to let you give your thanks and your shout outs. We
Oh
forgot.
yeah,
We
yeah,
almost didn't let you do that. Go ahead,
yeah.
Ethan.
Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and Nick Massey for stepping up and doing the race control for us. He did a really good job up there, and my fiance Rachel, and all the guys at Pro Edge Racing, all 17 of us we got out there. It was a good night for all of us, and a lot of our guys had good points nights. So hopefully they can build some momentum going forward, and maybe me and some of those guys will get to talk to you more.
Good second place finish, Ethan. Hopefully we can see more of you. You always put a good showing out there for everyone, and everyone watching appreciates it.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Oh, that was your second place finisher there of Ethan Burrow. We're going to go ahead and see if we can talk to our winner and our chase driver. So maybe that'd be something you can pull up, Erica, as we bring up Timothy Holmes here.
Hello. Congratulations on the victory. It must be a huge relief to kind of start out this chase with knowing that you're going to advance to the next round. So you showed such consistency and mastery in the restarts. Is there any other secret that you had that you feel you can attribute this win?
Um, I think the track position I got getting to the lead after stage two was the biggest part of it. Like he said, getting through that traffic better than him and getting to the lead was the biggest part, and then each restart was very important. And I was able to get a couple like car links on them, getting into one, and then that just gave me enough room to where I could just run my line and try to be consistent as I could.
Yeah, I mean we saw the restarts being a big factor in there. He's getting that lead under that green flag pit stops and getting it through passing of all those drivers with older tires. But overall, you had speed all through the night, and you've had speed all of the short tracks. But are you happy to be able to get it done on the short track where you know that's where your main speed is at before we start going to some of these racetracks that aren't short tracks at all? We got a road course, a super speedway. Is it? I knew you had quite a bit of point gapping, but you can never be too secure. Was tonight really what you had as far as wanting to just lock it down tonight, no matter what, for going on through the rest of the playoffs here?
Yeah, definitely. This was definitely the track I was most confident in with the rest we have before Phoenix. So it was really important, or at least run up front here. So top three would have been fine, but a win is a lot better. So that's definitely important.
So now that you're locked in, there's nothing for you to have to worry about. You're locked in. You're in the final four. You get to go out and try to race for a championship and elite, and it will be decided between you and one of four other gentlemen that end up getting themselves locked in. So far, this is your first season with elite. What has it been like? You're a rookie driver. You've been on top of the points. You've been dominant. You've been consistent. You've had challenges throughout the season, and you've had dominations throughout the season. What so far in this elite schedule would you look back on and probably be the most proud of?
Um, well, the short tracks, like you said, we've been really good at. So that's a good thing, I think, because short tracks are like the tracks you got to be most aggressive at. And I think that's going to be really important when it comes down to the final people in the championship race is aggressiveness and track position. So, like, being out front in this race was really important. I think it's going to be like that a lot throughout the rest of the season.
Now, do you plan on advancing through? Because you have to do truck series in Elite. After this season, I feel fairly confident that you'll probably be allowed to advance into the truck or into the Xfinity and Cup, or are you just staying in trucks here, or where's your home gonna be at for the next few seasons?
Well, I'm gonna try to win this one first, but if it works out and all works out good, I'll definitely look into going up through the ranks and hopefully being able to run the Cup Series.
Well, I can say for sure that you definitely have what it takes to do that. Is you've locked yourself in into the final five at Phoenix. We look forward to seeing you there. Um, yeah, just go out and try to have some fun now until then. Other than that, we'll give it over to you for your shout outs. And once again, congratulations here at winning at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, I just want to thank all y'all for putting on the broadcast. Everybody just that helps put on the league. Jackson Crowder for everything he does, and that's about it.
Well, congratulations, Timmy. We'll get to see you again at Watkins Glen. I know you don't like road courses too much, but knowing that you have that victory in your belt, I guess you'll find a way to find it somewhat enjoyable.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, that's Timothy Holmes, your winner tonight here at the Memory Lanes 150 at Martinsville. I gotta say, Erica, this was a fun race. I always love Martinsville. I'm glad that we got to see a little bit of a green flag run there at the end, and I appreciate you, David, being back with me once again. It was nice to have you on my side.
Hey, Gerald, we got the updated points are there on the screen for you if you want to look at them.
Already?
Now, they might change a little bit based on tallies, but they're good for results of the race.
Wow, so points don't really matter anymore for Timothy Holmes. He is absolutely locked in, but one driver will at least, maybe more, will at least advance in and on points. Right now, leading that group will be Tate Lytle here. He got himself some quite a bit of points there. Drivers that are going to find themselves having to try to work up through very bad finishes here tonight. Alec Ballveins, we saw him early on in the wreck. He's all the way back down there in 14th. Daniel Martinez had some difficulties. Zach Evans never really was able to put anything together. Harrison Talon wasn't either. Tom Bourne, all those drivers back there have some work to do. Only 5 of these drivers out of the 14 will make it in. We've decided one of them tonight here. It was Timothy Holmes. He's locked himself in. We go to Watkins Glen next week. Will we find another driver to lock themselves in with a win? Well, maybe Ethan Burrell or some of these other drivers like R.C. Anderson show up and play spoiler. That's all to be determined next week. Hopefully everyone shows up. Once again, I'd like to thank Dr. Erica Campbell for being with me tonight with her lovely voice and always helping me remember some of the things I can't remember. It's adding up as we go along. David Huckleberry to always make sure I'm saying the right names, and sorry if I've said your name wrong. It's going to continue to happen before the season's out, I'm sure of it. And again, thank you, David, for coming back. We did miss you up here in the booth. We did, I hope you enjoyed your time off, but I think it's time to put you back to work, don't you think?
Yeah, it sounds good. So Sunday I'll be in Indianapolis, but I am going to be pole qualifying is done at 5:40. It takes me an hour to get home, so I should be here in time for the truck race.
Okay, you can't miss it because
I'm planning to be here.
No one's going to want to miss out Watkins Glen. One of my favorite races we've had this season was the trucks at Lime Rock, a road course. We saw a lot of bumping and banging, a lot of position taken, and Watkins Glen is such a great road course for these drivers. Very fast one. I can't wait to see who's going to be able to come up on top. We might have a surprise victor. We might have a driver that goes out and dominates. We don't know what we're going to get. I know what I will have is I'll have Erica back in the booth and hopefully have David here. And hopefully you join us once again. Thank you to everyone that puts this all together, all the sponsors. Thank you, Memory Lanes, for sponsoring tonight's race. Thank you, Elite Racing. And again, show up again and watch us over at Watkins Glen as we put on more incredible racing every week here on the Elite Racing Network. Thank you and have a wonderful night.
Did anyone win the Dine and Dash tonight?
no one won the Dine and Dash. I forgot to mention that. Unfortunately, no one won the Dine and Dash. Timothy Holmes. I told you if I was playing, I would have picked Timothy Holmes. I would have won the $10. You know what? I still won the $10 because it stays in my pocket. So there you go. I picked Timothy Holmes. Hey, but you can show up again next week. Erica's already coming up with a new question for next week. Show up for Watkins Glen, and maybe you can be able to find out who, or maybe you can even win it if you tune in and guess it. So yeah, Dine and Dash is for everyone to participate in. Hopefully, we have more contestants for next week. It's always fun to be able to talk to everyone. So once again, this is Gerald Campbell, David Huckleberry, Dr. Erica Campbell.